Hello everyone, I wanted to do a quick video that summarizes the new VJ base update, which is version 2.14. So, there's a lot of technical changes that developers might want to look at, but in this video, I'm mostly gonna go over things that everybody would notice, not just developers. And the first thing is NPCs hearing other NPCs. Now, for many years, let me ignore players off. So, for many years, other NPCs could hear players. So, if let's say I had a half of one zombie, and I'm right here, I make a noise, I shoot, they're gonna turn around. But with this new system update, basically, because it's still using the same system, I just updated it, and now they can hear other NPCs. So if, let's say there was a security guard and there was a zombie here. Now if any of them make a sound, they're gonna hear each other. So
hold on a minute. Die,
see?
you bloodsucker!
And you can make them play a sound as well. So for example, in the sound table I had him say that line. You could do it with literally any NPC. So let's say there's a rebel here, he's just standing around, and there's a zombie behind him as well. Now if the zombie detects, it's gonna make an alert sound.
Deserve this.
And you heard that. It's the same thing for the zombie. So if the zombie was right here, he makes a sound, the zombie is gonna hear it.
Next portal I see, I'm jumping through it.
But then he heard the zombie. See that? They can hear each other basically.
Let's go!
Now, the next thing that I want to show with this system is that they can also go to a position that they hear. So if it's not something where they can just turn around and see it. So let's say there was a human grunt right here, and let's say there was a zombie again. Now if any of them makes a sound, they're gonna hear each other and go to each other's position. Let's see if any of them do. I guess I can shoot this one. See here, if you notice, he heard the zombie, so he made a sound. Now the zombie here heard the H grunt, and now they're going to each other's position. So yeah, they can hear each other. So when you put something in the sound table, if that NPC plays a sound, the other NPC will hear it too. For the sounds, this is mostly for developers, but for the sounds, it's the same table. It's the investigation sound table that's been there for years, so there's no difference in that. Okay, next thing I wanted to show is this. I'm gonna disable idle sounds because this NPC is really loud. I'm gonna be spawning the Liberty Prime. Now since like ever, NPCs all use the same sight direction. Even though the Liberty Prime has a head here, it doesn't actually use the head, so it doesn't use this to determine its forward direction. It was using the get position, and every NPC is like that. It's this, where is it? Basically this right here. But with this update, developers can now put a custom position. So for example, let me go back up. Liberty Prime has an attachment called eyes. Now what a developer could do is get the attachment position and get the forward direction. which is that blue line. See, right now he's looking around. This is one of his idle animations. Now before, if he looked around, there was an enemy right there. Even though his head is turned there, it wouldn't see it because technically it's not using the eye attachment. For a test, and I will actually be pushing this to the Liberty Prime NPC, it now uses its eye position basically to determine its sight direction. So if I were to spawn a hostile one, turn off ignore players, now it doesn't see me. But look, when it does that animation, it saw me. Because it turned its head around, and that attachment forward direction now faces towards me and it can see me. This can open a lot of possibilities now. So if, let's say an NPC like, let me see, where is it? Do I have it? Yeah, I do. Okay. Let's say you left for that. They turn their head around a lot, but right now they're not using that the head direction. They're just using this to determine it. But with the new system, I could, for example, use the attachment, such as forward. They actually have an attachment called forward. You could also use bones. You could use anything, really. You just gotta give the base a forward direction. Now, if you don't use this function or care to, the base will just go back to using its get position. So it will just be the same as it's been forever, basically. So yeah, these are the big changes. There's a lot of changes for developers, and that will be in the changelog. So if you make any NPCs on the base, make sure to read it. And the update, if everything goes correctly, it should be released today or tomorrow. So yeah, thank you for watching. Enjoy the update.